हेलो दोस्तों, स्वागत है आप सभी का हमारे यूट्यूब चैनल शॉर्ट हैंड हॉस्पिटल में। प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब माय चैनल एंड प्रेस द बेल आइकन। बी रेडी फॉर डिक्टेशन 5 seconds. Start. We respectfully concur with the above guidelines, and while reaffirming the same, we would add that the order of the magistrate should be such which does not result in unnecessary harassment to the accused and at the same time does not cause any prejudice to the complainant. In light of the aforementioned legal principles, the impugned order is clearly erroneous in as much as the discretion of the magistrate under section 205 of the code cannot be circumscribed by laying down any general directions in that behalf. In Manoj Narayan Agrawal versus Shashi Agrawal and others, this court, while observing that the High Court cannot lay down discretions for the exercise of discretion by the magistrate under section 205 of the code, had echoed the following views. Similarly, the High Court should not have for all intent and purport issued the direction for grant of exemption from personal appearance. Such a matter undoubtedly shall be left for the consideration before the learned magistrate. We are sure that the magistrate would exercise his jurisdiction and in fair and judicious manner. It is equally tried that the inherent powers of the High Court under section 482 of the code have to be exercised sparingly with circumspection and in rare cases to correct patent illegalities or to prevent miscarriage of justice. In Madhu Limai versus the state of Maharashtra, a bench of 3 learned judges of this court had observed that the following principles may be noticed in relation to the exercise of the inherent power of the High Court. That the power is not to be restored to if there is a specific provision in the code for the redress of the grievance of aggrieved party, that it should be exercised very sparingly to prevent abuse of process of any court or otherwise to secure the ends of justice, that it should not be exercised as against the express bar of law engrafted in any other provision of the code. Similarly, while it is true that the power of superintendence conferred on the High Court under Article 227 of the Constitution of India is both administrative and judicial, but such power is to be exercised sparingly and only in appropriate cases in order to keep the subordinate courts within the bounds of their authority. In any event, the power of superintendence cannot be exercised to influence the subordinate judiciary to pass any order or judgment in a particular manner. In Jasbir Singh versus State of Punjab, this court observed that so, even while invoking the provisions of Article 227 of the Constitution, it is provided that the High Court would exercise such powers most sparingly and only in appropriate cases in order to keep the subordinate courts within the bounds of their authority. The power of superintendence exercised over the subordinate courts and tribunals does not imply that the High Court can intervene in the judicial functions of the lower judiciary. The independence of the subordinate courts in the discharge of their judicial functions is of paramount importance, such as the independence of the superior courts in the discharge of their judicial functions. The principle of justice, therefore, should be observed by all courts. The Bangalore Development Authority on 3/1/1977 issued a preliminary notification in terms of the Bangalore Development Authority Act 1976 (BDA Act) for acquisition of certain lands of which the land in question (2 acres and 34 gatas) located in survey number 19/20 was a part. The final notification was issued on 2/8/1978. However, non-finalization of the acquisition proceedings led to filing of a writ petition before the High Court. The authority, by resolution number 1084 dated 28/6/1988, denotified 1 acre and 2 gatas of the land in question. The writ petition was withdrawn. The appellant purchased the said land subsequently by a letter dated 30th August 2001. The appellant was informed that the denotification resolution number 1084 had been withdrawn by resolution number 325/97 dated 31/12/1997. The appellant filed a writ petition before the High Court seeking to quash the preliminary and the final notifications dated 3/1/1977 and 2/8/1978. Respectively, it was contended that the provisions of Section 11A of the Land Acquisition Act 1894 were applicable to the BDA Act, and the award having been made after a period of more than 2 years from the date of declaration of the Act, the acquisition proceedings had lapsed over.